Hello, it's Colin Dammy's 80s man, and I think the camera's on. Yeah, um, I know it's been I don't know, a couple of weeks now since I made my last video, and I have like a bit of a 80s hair, right? Yeah, I love the 80s. It's just I didn't actually know about it because I grew up with stuff like from the 80s. Not really, but I mean like before like phones that you can like have technology and internet onto it. I never used to have that when I was little, because at the time there was no such thing as iPhones, iPads, Nintendo Wii's, Xbox. For Microsoft Xbox, yes, they have made that, and the PS2 as well, and PS1, Nintendo 64. But I was gonna say this. I remember like listening to like cassettes, and they actually sound really good. And from hearing it, it just made me like wonder. This music's really good. Like from the 80s, 60s. Today, they had some cassettes from today, not today now, but I mean like ages ago. And well, yeah, I think it sounds good because that's because I grew up with like stuff from then, and it's made me feel like it's just me being myself with the 80s. That's why I like 80s fashion, like these trainers. And these trainers were from the 80s, but not properly because they would have been well worn out. And the 80s fashions, the movies, the cassette players. Oh, I know it sounds crazy, but I do prefer a cassette player because it has a lot more sound and the quality. Because people say, "Oh, the quality's shit with the sound," but actually, I think it's better because with the like iPhone or like iPod or anything else that plays music, that actually just takes all the rubbish bits out, but makes it a lot better, but makes it a bit worse in some ways. But I think with a cassette player, it's cool. I think it's cool, very cool. Also, vinyl record players, they have great quality of sound, and you can like make the speed go quicker, so you don't have to have one speed. Because I was over my friend's the other day, and she showed me the vinyl record playing Adamant, Deputy Mode. Yeah. Oh yeah. If people were going to make fun of this video, that's okay because don't really mind. Just saying. Even I said, oh, if people make fun of this video, it means I do care. So don't do that, please. I'm joking. Um, basically today the other day I bought these headphones online, and here they are. I don't think they're exact retro headphones that I got, but they're not as good as they are. The sound's great on it. The quality sounds great, but it's just it's not meant for phones. So instead, we've got these earphones. They actually hurt your ears more than these ones because, well, these actually um, don't protect your eardrums. They just make it worse. Eardrums. If you play it too loud, music, but it is comfortable in some ways. But I wish I had a cassette player. But here's the phone. The Sony Xperia WN2. Just watching a bit of kids react with the cassette players when they're talking about it, and I find it really. Oh look, it's me. Me on the. Yeah, me on the bloody thing. Is that my nose too big? My nose is pretty big. Not really big, it's just the camera because the camera's wrong and a camera doesn't actually see what's happening in real life because it's so small. See? It's small. Anyway, so also I found out that they have these like little cassette tapes that I saw in Asda, and they actually can like download music onto the cassette tape from MP3, MP4, iPhone, phone, CD, and stereo. By with this little piece of like USB port thing. But It's just so I think that's good because you could put it in a cassette player because you can put it in a stereo cassette player. So that'd be cool to get a cassette player so you can get all the music from today but put it on a cassette player. But I know people say, oh, it'll be easier to have a phone. I got a phone. I'm just bored of it. I mean, not the ball. I'm not bored of it. I love the phone. It's just the music. Just makes me, well, it made me feel more 80s, and I feel cool as well than having earphones. Because to me, when I put earphones in, I play music out loud when I'm like walking in the street, it makes me feel, well, nervous in some ways, but I would actually prefer a cassette player. Because it sounds better. It's pretty big, but I just really like that old stuff. Okay. Wow, it's been 6 minutes. Okay. Well, I hope this video was all right. It's been good. Hopefully. Actually, one more question. You know, if Sony didn't make the cassette player, or like any other technology before, like the PS2 and PS1 and that, we wouldn't have the PS4, we wouldn't have the PS3, we wouldn't even have PS2 or PS1. We'll still have it. We could still have like old stuff. But people just went around it and made technology. So thanks a lot to the things from the 1980s and 70s, and well, somebody couldn't have made that because how far could they go without making it? All the Game Boys, all Game Boy with like the original Game Boy like came out in 1989, and well, we wouldn't have Wii, we wouldn't have the DS, DSi, D, Nintendo D, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Games, Nintendo 64, Nintendo old one in the mid-90s, and other stuff. I think we have computers still, but I reckon then they will go up, like in technology, and then they might able to make cassette players. But if they didn't make cassette players or anything else from Sony, you know, we would have been in square one still. So, but the clothes and technology and the lights and the DVD